What's up YouTube? This is EvilGar598. Today I have a Lucario Landorus deck. So this deck is very competitive and it hits hard. This deck, what I'm going to show you, hits very hard. It is a very good deck and it focuses around the main cards, which will be Lucario and Landorus EX. So with further ado, let's get into the deck list. So in this deck, I'm running three Lucario EXs. What's really good about this card is it has 3 attacks, which you don't see very often. It has Missile Jab, which does 30 damage, and its attack isn't affected by resistance. Corkscrew, which does 60. You can draw until you have 6 cards in your hands for 2 fighting energy, and for 3 fighting energy, you can use Somersault Kick, which is for 100 damage. So it doesn't take much for this card to add up. Doesn't seem like much, but cards that came out of the Furious Fist does support this deck very well. So there's the 3 Lucarios. Next, we have 2 Landorus EX. Very good card, and what's really unique is the Hammerhead. Allows you to do 30 damage and 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And then you have Land Judgment for 3 energy, 2 fighting and 1 colorless. You may discard all fighting energy attached to this Pokemon, and this attack does 70 more damage. So you can have a pretty close knockout right there, 150 damage with the Muscle Band. You are doing 170, and this can knock out a Darkrai. This was very competitive against Darkrai decks because Darkrai was weak against Landorus EX. So, but this card is still playable and very good, especially in the Lucario decks. Then you have a Terrakion EX. This is mainly used for its Retaliate. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out from an opponent's attack during his or her last turn, this attack does 60 more damage. So this can do 90 damage. Like I said, Darkrai is really weak against fighting Pokemon, so you can knock out a Darkrai. Went very well against Darkrai decks, and you can instantly knock out a Darkrai with this. So yeah. Then we have Mewtwo EX. Mewtwo EX is just another attacker in there because of its an X-Ball. 20 times the amount of energy attached to this Pokemon, the defending Pokemon. Very good. It's like Yveltal, but minus the plus 20. So, still really good. Next, we have 2 Trubbish. So, none of your Pokemon in this deck have an ability besides Garbodor. Everybody knows what Garbodor does. It's a very good card. Stops abilities. You can run 2 if you need to play 3. But I believe 2 should be good enough for your deck. So if you need to switch it up somehow and run 3, that's okay. But 2 Garbodor should be good because none of your Pokemon are using ability besides Garbodor. But Garbodor's ability, Garbotoxin, is not affected by its own ability. Now we all want to be able to deal with Yveltal. So you're running a line of 2 Pikachu and 2 Raichu. Yveltal can be a very pesky card against this deck because your Pokemon, your Lucarios, your Landorus have a resistance to it of 20. I mean, you can rack up the damage really quick, but Raichu, with 5 Pokemon, you're hitting for 100 times 2 damage. That's 200. So yes, I am running 2 Raichu. You can try running 1 less, but I said, hey, 2 Raichu to face Yveltals will be great. So yeah, 2 Raichus is good. Now let's get into the trainers. Here we have 4 Karinas. Karina is a very good card that came from Furious Fist. What it does is lets you search your deck for a fighting Pokemon and an item card and reveal it. So you can use this to get your Landorus, your Lucario, your Terrakion, anything really that's a fighting Pokemon, as well as an item card. So if you need a Muscle Band, there you go, or anything that will allow you to beef up your damage. So yeah, Karina, run 4 of them. You can run 3, but 4 is really good. Alright, then you're also going to be running 3 N. You can run 4, but I feel like 3 is a perfect amount because you don't want to get an N at the very end. Get an N at the very end of the game where it's getting close to the end and use N. It becomes really good first game. And if you're down prize cards and your opponent's up, you know, very good card. So, yeah, N's a stable card, so 3 should be good. And, of course, Professor Juniper. I am running 4 because you always having a good draw engine card is right here. Professor Juniper. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Staple card right there. Next, we have 2 Colress. This lets you shuffle your hand to your deck and draw a number of cards of the number of bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So you can, the maximum you can draw out of here is 10. The least you can draw is maybe 1 or 2, but a fair amount you're going to get at least 6 or 7 cards, just like a Professor Juniper. It is an engine drawing card. The only difference is you don't have to discard your hand. You get to shuffle those cards back in, so you're not losing cards if you need a new fresh start of a hand. Shauna, this card can be really good at the end of the game. You can use it any time, really. It lets you shuffle your hand into your deck to draw 5 cards. You only want to run 1, so that takes the substitute for the 4th. So yeah, 1 Shauna, no more than that. And then you're going to need a Lysander. Lysander is going to let you, it's a Pokemon catcher, man. So you get to switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of his or her active Pokemon. Very good card to use. And if you need to get a card out that you need to knock out with either Landorus or Lucario, here you go. Then we have 3 Fighting Stadiums. This lets you your fighting Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's EX Pokemon. So that is very good. And yeah, so this is really nice. You can do a maximum of, let's see, with Muscle Band attached to Landorus, with a Muscle Band and a Strong Energy, you can hit for 50, 70, 90 damage with 1 energy. That is an amazing. And if they have weakness, that's 180 damage. That can knock out a Darkrai within 1 attack for 1 energy. So remember that. 3 Ultra Balls. This lets you search out your Trubbish, your Garbodor, your Pikachu, your Raichu, and your Mewtwo EX, because Karina won't search them out. But so yeah, that's 3 is good enough. And 2 switch cards. This allows you to switch if you're in a where you just need a switch. So nothing much to say about that. 1 Hypnotoxic Laser. You never know when this can become handy. You don't need more than 1, but 1 is good enough. So there you go. 1 Startling Megaphone. 1 should be good enough. This lets you discard all Pokemon tool cards attached to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So even if they're using Garbodor, you can use it, but with your deck not having abilities and you're already running Garbodor, it really doesn't matter. Professor's Letter. This lets you search out a fighting energy. So nothing much to say about that. You can search out 2 if you need it. And 4 Muscle Bands. This is what's going to allow you to attach to your Landers any of your Pokemon to do 20 more damage. Nothing much to say here. It's just you're going to be hitting for a lot of damage. And you're gonna, for trainers, is 2 Float Stones. 2 Float Stones will allow you to retreat for free. So with Landers having 3 retreat costs, and if you need to get a tool attached to your Garbodor to stop those abilities, a Float Stone. Now into the energies. We have the main card from this set. Main energy from Furious Fist is the Fighting Energy, which is the Strong Energy. Allows your fighting Pokemon to do 20 more damage. If it's not a fighting type Pokemon, well, yeah, it just can't be attached to anything other than a fighting Pokemon. But it allows you to do 20 more damage. So like I said, this deck attacks for beef. It's a beef deck. It's a beef deck. It allows you to attack for so much damage in 1 turn. It's just so much for so little energy. So run 4. 4 is what you need, nothing less. And then I'm running 3 colorless energies. 3 colorless energies are for your Raichus and your Mewtwo's. So you can run 2 and put something else, but I feel like 3 is pretty good enough. And then you're running 6 fighting energies. Yeah, nothing much to say about that, but you know, that's for your Pokemon. So I hope you enjoyed my Lucario Landorus deck. Stay tuned for future videos, as well as future deck profiles. And I hope you enjoy. Also, if you're in Utah and you're going on to the, what is it? Oh, I can't remember the thing. It's on September 3rd. There, it's at. If you're in Utah, it's a September 3rd tournament. Not really a tournament, but it's free. If you're going to be there, come say hi. I will be there. And if you like to play against my Lucario Landorus I'll be more willing to play against you. So yeah, EvoGara598 signing out.